𝗼𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗵𝐶𝘂𝘀𝘆. I'm the Executive Director of LifeLine. We are based in Chattanooga, Tennessee, but we have an office in Lafayette, Georgia, and part of our ministry also happens in Fort Payne, Alabama. We serve families in probably a 100-mile radius of Chattanooga is kind of where the base of where we are, but we've served families across the country in probably about 40 states at this point. We started out as a ministry of a local church, and God had much bigger plans than we did. And we became a 501c3 nonprofit and began serving multiple churches and multiple families, multiple states. And at this point, we are nearly 20 years old. We will celebrate 20 years in April of 2023. So my first introduction to disability was a young child I had who was diagnosed with autism about 30 years ago when I was still in college, and I fell in love with that young man, and the Lord taught me so much through that, and I did not realize that that was going to be preparation for my own journey. And so 23 years ago, I had a daughter who was born with spina bifida and hydrocephalus, and at this point she's accumulated about 24 additional diagnoses. We've added just a couple of more for the last few months. But through our journey with her and through all of the extra bonus diagnoses we've had, there have been times where we've said, really, Lord? But he said, yeah, really, because this family, because they needed to know your journey, because they needed to hear your story, because you needed to share with them. And so this has been about the Lord getting the glory in our story. Even before Emily was born, when I found out that she would be born with spina bifida, God gave us John chapter 9. And, why was the man born blind? He said, so that God can get the glory out of his story. And so we have spent Emily's whole life looking for the places that God is going to get the glory in our story. And one of those ways is LifeLine. LifeLine does and serves families in a lot of different ways. The ways we serve families is resource and referral, just helping families affected by disability find other families. First of all, we have a mentor program where we match up families who are just brand new to this journey to families who are a little farther along in their journey. We also help them find resources in the community, because when you begin this journey, you really don't know anything. It's like a whole new world. We also have an equipment exchange. One of the things that we learned early on in ministry is that there are a lot of things insurance doesn't pay for, and there are a lot of things insurance pays for, and then a family can't use anymore, or a child outgrows and things like that. And so we have kind of become that exchange point. So families will donate equipment to us and durable medical supplies, and we will take that and we will then donate that to other families who need it. The majority of it stays in our kind of 3-state area, but we also ship all over the country if there are people who need it in other places, and I don't find a home for it here locally. I have a whole team of people. I don't do this by myself. Our whole team, our board, our staff, all of our volunteers are families affected by disabilities, so this is not just something that we learn from a book, it's something that we live every day. And so as we meet and talk with families, we can say, been there, done that, and God is good, and he will bring something positive out of this if we look for it, so let's look for it together.